I'm feeling pretty discouraged today, and I wanted to make this video because, one, I wanna be more active on YouTube, but also, I'm hoping that in a couple years, maybe from now, that me and other people will look back on this video and be like, well, years ago, Andre Henry was online talking about this, that, the other, how discouraged he felt, and look at him now. um, I said to a friend today that I just don't feel like I can get what I want out of life anymore. And a key part of that sentence is, well, what do you want out of life? And that's been one of the hardest things for me to just be really honest about. Because growing up in the evangelical church, I feel like I was given a message that I should be leery of the desire to be successful, or as though there's like a limit to how successful you should want to be, or what kind of success you should aspire to. I don't think all of that's bad. Maybe there are types of success that are not worth aspiring to, like being a billionaire, because there's no ethical way to do it. But I have known since I was 8 years old when I wrote my first song. No, let me take that back. I've known since I was 10 years old that the thing that I want to do with my life more than anything else is to make music, and to do that for a living. Well, not the making a living part is not the important part, but the impact part is. I admired music icons growing up. I admired, the artistry of like Bob Marley and Michael Jackson and others, but especially like not just the art of Bob Marley, but his persona. He stood for something, He was an artist and a revolutionary. And growing up in a Jamaican household like I did, we listened to a lot of reggae music, and I listened to Bob Marley's records, all the time as a kid. They were my mom's records. And anyway, I've known that my whole life, and the church complicated that, saying, it's like they were concerned about me wanting to be successful as an artist, and would introduce things like, you need to use your gifts for the Lord. And there was this one pastor who used to, from time to time, because I used to sing at church, and from time to time used to approach me and say, I just feel like you're making it about you. And those messages, I think, got deeply ingrained in me. But still, my whole life, I've written songs, I've won awards, I've worked with music legends, and all of them have believed in me more than me. And I could go down the list of like how many ways I feel like I got in my way. If you know that song by Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Magic, at the beginning, there's the guy on the talk box that does that whole long intro. Tonight, I just want to take you higher, throw your hands in the sky, let's set this party on fire. That's Mr. Talkbox. I actually met Mr. Talkbox when I was in college. When I was in college, I was a part of the music program there, and the director of the music program was constantly, they tried to help me out, whenever like successful music artists would come through. And Mr. Talkbox came through, and they introduced me to him, and I got his number, and we talked for a while. And, one day he hit me up and asked if I would write a hook for this song that Papa San was doing. And I didn't even try. I didn't even try to write the hook and send it to him because I felt unworthy. I didn't feel good enough. I even asked Mr. Talkbox if he would be on one of my songs, and he thought about it. He thought about it for like a good minute on the phone, and he said, "You know what? Send it to me. Send it to me. I'll do it." And I never sent it to him for the same reason, because I just didn't feel good enough. And I look back on decisions like that and I'm like, man, like that's what I mean about the many times that I've gotten in my own way. You know, if I could tell anyone, you know, a young artist, or go back and tell myself, like, any advice on things like that, it's like, no, you have to try. You have to shoot your shot. Because now I'm 40 and I constantly have to battle with the idea of, well, if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. You know, why don't you just go try to find the most high paying regular job that you can and just accept that, like, you're not going to be known like, you know, the stories that I hear lately. Like I watch Anis, the rapper, now he's just known as Anis Blow Up. You know, we watch Doechii blow up and all these, and you know, I get inspired still when I see these artist stories, and there's a part of me that thinks, well, maybe that could happen for me, and there's a part of me that's like, that voice of culture that's like, no, like, you're too old now. And I've had maybe, you know, a couple of people in my life over the past 5 years that I think have reinforced that self-doubt. And the thing that I bring myself back to, well, when I have the thought, like, maybe I should just, you know, just find the highest paying job that I can and just do that, is that I know that I won't be happy. Also, the job market is shit. Like, I do have a day job, but I have tried to just settle into like working a regular job and trying to find one. But if you've tried to apply for a job in the past, shoot, 6-8 years, then you know how hard that is. But anyway, another thing that I come back to when I have these thoughts and they get depressing is that a part of it is that I think that just the culture that we live in, it puts some unfair expectations on art anyway. That your art is not valid until it's been commodified as much as McDonald's hamburgers, because, you know, like McDonald's, like over 2 billion served or whatever. Like, until you have a certain number of people that have bought your art as a commodity, that it's not legit, and that's not fair, right? It's not fair to anyone, especially not the artist, right? It's like what Prince said, is that the art is successful upon completion. The thing that I reminded myself of when I was in production school a few years ago is that birds get up every morning and they sing. And they sing because that's how they're designed. And I reminded myself that, like, I make music because it's in me, you know? I make music because it's in me, and that's it. I write songs because I love doing it, and maybe it is too late for me to become or to have the kind of impact that I wanted to through my music. Maybe it is, I don't know. Maybe it's not my path, maybe it's not for me. You know, I won't know that. We won't know that until I die. But I still have to make music because it's just what I'm made to do. You know, when I try to be motivational online, it never really works that well. Like, people don't respond to it. So I'm not going to try to do that. I'm just here to share. And I'm going to keep trying to have the impact that I want. Now, notice I've been talking for like 9 minutes and I need to shut this down. I don't know if anyone's even going to watch this, but this far. But the very first thing that I said at the beginning is that talking about what do I really want is like the hardest thing to do. But if I were talking about revolution, if I were talking about social change, I would say the thing that's so important, you know, is vision. You have to get it as soon as you can. And I learned that from studying revolutions. But it's just a life lesson. It's a life lesson. You have to know knowing what you want makes it easier for you to go after it, or for you to know what you need to do to go after it. So let's see if I can do it in the next minute before this video gets, oh my gosh, even longer. Yikes. The thing that I want is to make a mark on this world as an artist that actually had something to say. That's what I want. I have this vision sometimes when I close my eyes that I'm on stage and I don't know where, but it's a big stage and it's like a summer festival. I have my sunglasses on and I have on like an oversized t-shirt with like some kind of like mental health message on it. And I'm singing these resilience anthems like the songs of survival, and people are singing with me. And sometimes I just get so sad and so afraid that I'm never gonna see that happen. But I saw a post today on social media that said the reason you want it so badly is because you already have it in the future. And I really pray that that's true. I really pray that that's true because I'm so tired. I'm so tired of feeling sad and frustrated and sometimes even desperate. I mean, desperate in the sense of like despair, like feeling despair. Another thing that I know is that almost every time that I say on the internet that I want to do something, it happens. So I hope that in a few years, I'll be sitting with Zane Lowe or Stephen Colbert or someone, and we'll be talking about this video. Remember when you had that night where you were feeling so down and you just turned on your camera and you started talking about this? Look at Andre Henry now.